Hello everyone. So right now we are learning aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acid chapter, and Sigi chapter gi manung chanbada we have already done one lecture in which we were studying method of preparation of aldehyde and ketone. We are going to continue the same topic, same lecture, method of preparation of aldehyde and ketone, but we will be learning different method today. So if you have completed your previous lecture, then you can start watching this, but if you have not completed your previous lecture, then you can uh, watch the previous lecture first, then come to this lecture so that you will get a better understanding of this lecture. So lecture hꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯤꯀꯥꯟꯗ topics ꯈꯔ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯅꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯟꯅ ꯌꯦꯡꯍꯧ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯅꯣꯏꯗ ꯈꯤꯇꯪ comfortable ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯀꯅꯤ. ꯐꯥꯔꯁꯇꯅ tautomerism ꯀꯣ tautomerism. So tautomerism के lecture सिना class 11th की general organic chemistry हाइबा lecture दो यारोंगनी lecture number दी काउगरे but playlist यारोंगनी general organic chemistry है ना अदुगी class 11th ते येंगो structural isomerism की मनुंग चनबदा tautomerism से lecture येंगजिलो अदु लोयरगा सिगी lecture से continue तौबो यानी मरमदी सिगी lecture दा tautomerism सिजनबो यारोकनी. Okay, so tautomerism सिजनबो कांदा आइनाबुदी direct answer इरानी नोइना कमाइना answer तारिनो खंगद्रगदी अमुक confusing ओइरानी क्यान ताइको. So you can go and first complete the tautomerism lecture and then come to this lecture. Got it? Second thing, you can go to alcohol phenols and ether. There you can learn about acid catalyzed uh, acid catalyzed hydrolysis. So method of hydrolysis, method of preparation of alcohol की lecture दिया और हम. Then third topic I want you to watch is ozonolysis. Ozonolysis हाइबा topic से नामो class 11th की hydrocarbon chapter दिया और हम. Okay, chemical properties of alkene दिया और हम. Then fourth lecture you can go again back to class 12 alcohol phenols and ether की मनुंग चनबदा hydroboration oxidation हाइबको अदगी first ना कइनेबा tautomerism. So हाइरिबा lecture मैम से अमता continue तौसिलो लियंगसिलो अदु लोयर मतुंगदा सिगी lecture सिदा continue तौबो यानी मरमदी सिगी lecture सिदा हानागी lecture मैम से repeated ने but हंदकिना preparation दा अतोपा compound सेमबगी mechanism दी almost chap managani. I repeat खरा दी तौरकनी but still understanding हैना लैगी हैरगदी हानागी lecture सिंजे उनका यंगसिलो. Acid catalyzed hydrolysis, ozonolysis, hydroboration oxidation, alcohol phenols and ether दिया हुआ ने जो alcohol phenols and ether दिया हुआ ने दगी ozonolysis ना class 11th की hydrocarbon chapter, then tautomerism na general organic chemistry of class 11th. Got it? Okay, so now let's start our today's lecture, that is method of preparation of aldehyde and ketones from hydrocarbons. Topic makaido khangaudraso engodharo. You can write down that in comment section and I will write down the name of the topics that you have to rewatch again so that you could have a better understanding of this lecture number 2 of aldehyde ketone and carboxylic acid, that is method of preparation of aldehyde and ketones, and our first lecture will be from hydrocarbon. So hydrocarbon ki manung chanbada we have three different reaction adu damti yengchilase. We have A, by hydration of alkyne को by hydration of spelling लाले by hydration. So hydration maming tarak tagadi, you must remember that water is added in that particular uh, reaction. So water hapshin bagi reaction with by hydration of alkyne hai tariko. So acid catalyzed hydrolysis mamangi chapter diyaw gimne adu reaction chap mani but sidana koina muk aldehyde or ketone sem bagi wani ko. So let's take our first example. Let's take our first example. HC triple bond CH. So sida water ama hapshin birani and catalyst tana noigi acid ama laurani. So let's say we are going to take dilute H2SO4, and to aid the reaction we are going to take dilute HgSO4 mercuric sulfate, and temperature na around 333 Kelvin or 300 Kelvin iramazo kashu kaide. Exam the temperature kaughradi, you can just write down the symbol as triangle like this to mention that it is taken place in a uh, क्या कहेगा ये नहीं endothermic reaction हाइतारेको. So heat yaurga reaction je tawena utpa yai triangle tang hapam masuko exam da iba kanda. Okay, so huji kedawni high river reaction je addition reaction ne Marconi's rule follow tarokani plus carbocation yaurokani sida. So mechanism di tar hoige sigi di mechanism yamna easy hoibane, so you can go back to the old lecture and refer that. So what will happen now, animak sida hydrogen masing chap manai, animak sida any mafam amada koina OH ama add tausingiba yai. So ningchingba line abagi bone ama thuaibiro, the place where OH is attached, other than that carbon you add another hydrogen here. So we can add like this: CH2 harage double bond CH2OH. So bone ama thuaibirani, alcohol ama hapiro, aduga nakangi carbon amadana hydrogen amana magi bone mari satisfied taugi. Now if you remember, this structure is known as enol group. Kaheba enol, and enol is unstable ne as compared to keto form. So see the tautomerism thoani. So tautomerism thok pa je kamai la ani answer je tautomerism. So tautomerism ta na hai gi see the Roman number 1, see the Roman number 1, see the 2, and see the 3. So 3 dagi hydrogen ama shift tawharga, sorry 3 dagi nate 1 dagi ama hydrogen shift tawharga 3 da jump tawrani, and double bond jina sigi oxygen ka carbon gi marakta shift tawharni. So it will give you a keto form. So kai fangani CH3 CH double bond O. Sida hydrogen ama henjile. Okay. So CHO and CH3. So sida khoi kai fange acetaldehyde, or you can say aldehyde. So we got aldehyde. Let's take another example. Let's say we have CH3 C triple bond and CH. Again H2O in the presence of dilute H2SO4 and dilute HgSO4, and temperature heat yauraga reaction je tawbirani. So Marconi's rule na kahiye carbon masing carbon double bond yauba or triple bond yaubasida hydrogen masing yamdaba mafamda negative part tuna attack tarokani. So OH sina negative part oirakpanena mana kaida attack tarokani middle carbon sida. So noina ningchinga dawa rearrange tawba yai. So aduna rearrange tarak tagadi enol compound fangitabasu yai. So aduna munna yengo mechanism to khangaudragadi reaction is answer iba hairoi. Okay, so what we got CH3 C OH double bond and CH2. Again it is an enol form. Enol form se kamaina khangino harakta adi magi IUPAC name de aure 1 2 and 3. So kai habirani prop double bond yawi number 1 da numbering tawdrasu yai propene aduga 2 da all. So maming de yawe ngo in all. So enol kangu haitare ko sigumba se unstable hoye if double bond ga lairiba carbon to the OH yarom taragadi. So what they do, they are going to do tautomerism. Tautomerism. Maming atopa zulai desmotrophism so hainai. Okay. So sida lairiba 1 2 and 3. So 1 dagi hydrogen shift tawharni 3 da, and double bonds na carbon ga oxygen gi marakta shift tawharni. Asise kawe koina tautomerism. Hazana detail yenge haragadi go back to the general organic chemistry and you can come back here and rewatch this lecture. So we got ketone. So high river method sidagi koina aldehyde amadi ketone semba yai. Tawu aldehyde sidi only hairiba ethyne sina tang pirakani atopa leiriba akoigi any alkyne group se lobu kanda you are going to get ketone. So in this method you can just remember this as a note, important note haitare revision tawde am nungaibane. So we can say only ethyne give aldehyde, other alkyne give ketone. Yarba. Okay, so sida lere nogi first reaction of method of preparation of aldehyde and ketone from hydrocarbon, that is hydration of alkyne. So go and watch lecture tautomerism and acid catalyzed of uh, alkene haitare ko adugi reaction do reverse to. Then let's come to our next lecture, next reaction, Roman number B, and we have by reductive ozonolysis of alkene. Yare sigiso reaction yengase mechanism yauna take aduga end the mechanism noina tamningdrazo shortcut the answer se kamain iba yagi hebse aduso identify aduso takpiram ke ko. Okay, fine. So first of all, reaction amal irage example oina. So whenever you take an alkene and you go and ozonolysis tawkhra matungda reduction tawba kanda, ozonolysis tawkhra matungda reduction tawkhra matungda you are going to get aldehyde amati ketone. So aldehyde ka ketone sembagi reaction haitare sijo. So example amal lorge, we have CH2 double bond CH2. So sida ahanbada O3 ama changani in the presence of CCl4 akoigi inert solvent lawgadova reaction se tawba kanda CCl4 nataba atopa law yabra tardi you can take CH2 Cl2 also. So any inert solvent lawba yai sida koina. Then second part the reduction thokani in the presence of zinc plus H2O. Yariko. So your product in this particular reaction will be HCHO. Two times fangakani. Okay, mechanism yengase adu matungda shortcut take kamaina koina answer je thuna thuna iba yage hebs exam da mechanism. Okay, so sigi mechanism jida ahan bata CH2 double bond and CH2 ozone layer je ozone jina kamaiye kani V shape ta ko. Okay, so smile layer ni sigi layer ba oxygen jina negative charge carry tawrani. Okay, fine. So lairiba carbon carbon double bond se any akoigi reagent ama lapa kanda sida conjugation thokani. So conjugation thopa kanda hairiba double bond se let's say sida shift tawgire se. So sigi carbon da kai charge carry tawkani partially negative and sida partially positive. Kyan tariko partially positive or negative makti nate pura adum kai ni ionic form da adum leidu lerni ko, but partially hari sina just ngahak tangi sida reaction je tawgibe wani ko aduna partially mention tawbai wane kaisho kaidena khalle ko. Okay, again hairiba sigi oxygen ani sida zo rearrange tawrani. So sigi oxygen sina kaidauge tagadi lairiba nakan gi oxygen dagi electron se withdraw tawgarni and sigi carbon oxygen da zo partially negative sida zo partially positive. So color atopa ibirage note tawbada nungainaba or revision tawbada nungainaba. So sidana negative sidana positive adu taragadi noina sanan khangamani hariba negative part sina sigi leriba carbon siga attach tawgarni and sigi leriba positive sina sigi carbon siga. So phangdoriba compound amta yase CH2 single bond CH2 makhada sigi leriba oxygen yaurani ko. Oh, then sigi carbon dana sigi oxygen je opposite charge attract each other and mayai gi oxygen na sida smile lagarni. Kyan tariko C group se phangani and hairiba C group se yamna unstable ne sigi makhaja tharakpada rearrangement tarokani, but rearrangement to hena understanding tawa line abagi damakta three times rearrange tawraga ꯌꯦꯛꯄꯤꯔꯛꯀꯦꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯅꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯣꯔꯠꯀꯠꯇ ꯋꯟ ꯇꯥꯏꯝ ꯔꯤꯑꯔꯦꯟꯖ ꯇꯧꯈꯤꯕꯗ ꯀꯩꯁꯨ ꯀꯥꯏꯗꯦ ꯏꯕꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯕꯠ ꯑꯟꯗꯔꯁꯇꯦꯟꯗꯤꯡ ꯂꯩꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯔꯤꯑꯔꯦꯟꯖꯁꯦ 3 ꯇꯥꯏꯝꯁ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯀꯅꯤ ꯑꯍꯨꯝꯃꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯝꯇ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯁꯤ ꯐꯥꯏꯟ ओके सो अहानबा रिअरेंज लाजे हाइरिबा ग्रुप से यामना अनस्टेबल ने अदु अमा मेंशन तौबिरमगे अनस्टेबल फाइन सो रिअरेंज तौबजे कमाय तौरकनी है तारगदी हाइरिबा सिगी ऑक्सीजन सिदगी मयागी ऑक्सीजन सिना इलेक्ट्रॉन अमा विथड्रॉ तौगरनी so we can draw it like this and हाइरिबा सिगी कार्बन सिना सिगी कार्बन दगी इलेक्ट्रॉन अमा विथड्रॉ तौगरनी चार्ज न्यूट्रलिटी मेंटेन तौनबगी तमक्ता कईगे फंगे सिदा इंगो CH2 सिदा प्लस कैरी तौगरनी अमादी सिदा मखादा ऑक्सीजन अमा एंड नाकंदा ऑक्सीजन अमा so सिदा स्वाइन नेगेटिव चार्ज लेरनी अतोपा अमना कई फंगे we have CH2 plus and we have oxygen sorry मथकी से प्लस नते माइनस माइनस अदुगा O दा प्लस यारेको then हुजी इंगो हाइरिबा कार्बन गा सिगी ऑक्सीजन सिदा कंजुगेशन लेंगो नेगेटिव सिंगल बॉन्ड then plus so कार्बन की अहेन बे इलेक्ट्रॉन अमा यावी प्लस नोइना खंगमगनी कार्बन जिगा ऑक्सीजन ना इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव ने एन इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव एलिमेंट ओइ तारगदी they are more stable with negative charge over positive charge same goes for electropositive element they are more stable with positive charge instead of negative charge so jige dawni sida rearrange tawrani negative sina sida shift tawgarni and what you are going to get you're going to get CH double bond O and H so sidagi rearrange tawrga C phangtoiba kyan taiko next ta huje kaidawni so first rearrange tawrga C group se phange ko khoida kai ke phange 1 and 2 fine hujik sida second time rearrange tawrkani and carbon ga lairiba oxygen sida carbon ga oxygen ga lairi je oxygen ne na electronegative oibane na C gi lairiba electron se withdraw tawgarni so chingjin ba haitare ko so rearrange se 3 times thokani ahumok si yengo kai phange yengo sida C O negative sida H and sida H carbon dana kai phangani plus so ji yengo C gi lairiba negative ka C gi lairiba positive ka pullani and C gi lairiba positive ka C gi lairiba negative ka pullani so sida noigi second rearrange la ani ko so pull up ni ekpe wane C gi group sidagi C phange and sidagi C phange ko dui targadi C gi group sine and C gi group sine punna punjilaje so asigi step se sida makhada isilage okay so jengo negative ka positive positive ka negative so kai phangni hujik so we are going to get CH2O and CH2 oxygen oxygen and oxygen so C lere noigi ozonoid haitare ko ozonoid haina group haina khangnai si okay so sida noigi first part loire first part haitagadi ozonolysis ki part se kaigumba exam da just ozonolysis harak tagadi C end product iba yade unless and until reduction palaktri bhaw aduma kawba yade ko NEET ki exam or G ki exam da hangba yawo kanda ozonolysis harak kanda end product da C ibirame aduga marks fangaroi end product ta noina phangduisina ozonide ne if ozonolysis tarok tardi so hairiba mathak ki reaction je completely sum up tawrge sigi complete reaction je ko kamaina iba yage hebje noina kedawni first step ne na ozonolysis okay so sigi ozonolysis part sida noina kai irani so akoigi reactants load de load je CH2 double bond CH2 and plus O3 in the presence of CCl4 or inert solvent iramba ya so je kedawni double bond je thuai gro and sida pentagon shape ta haitare noigi oxygen je ahum samjin bigro so si pentagon shape se mannaba atardi kai phangani sida ozonide ko atayna as it is thambiro hydrogen masing amta watloy sumaina sida lere nogi first part ozonolysis second part la ase that is reduction ko so reduction sina kamaina tawge harak targadi hairiba sigi ozonide se sida further chathadoine and in the presence of zinc ko aduga water ga so sida kaidawni rearrange tawrakani again third rearrange haitare ahanbada sigi leriba oxygen sina sigi leriba carbon dagi electron ama withdraw tawkharni and sigi bond sina sigi carbon da chatkarni adu taradi sigi leriba oxygen je thokharni ko sigi oxygen je kanaga punkharni zinc siga so reduction thokpa haitare removal of oxygen is known as reduction so zinc na reduction thokpada mateng pangdoiba sigi ozonide group tagi so comparison tawse sigi leriba group ka karana hen stable hoige taradi so ozonide is more stable so ozonide exists tawba yai ko so ozonolysis harak taradi your end product will be this reduction panba kanta noina further reaction je tawgodoba so je kedawni ngo high reverse sidagi electrons je oxygen na withdraw tawharni and sigi leriba electrons na carbon sina withdraw tawharni then further sigi leriba oxygen sidagi electron na sida withdraw atardi sigi oxygen na kai charge kai tawrni negative sidana plus chap manana sida negative and sidana plus so rearrange tawrga negative bond charge sida jump tawharni chap manana negative sina sigi mafam sida jump tawharni hangada group se as it is chap manani and we are going to get CHO 2 times aldehyde gyan tahodro so rewash taw tapna tapna yengo aduga iraga note semaga revision taw gyan tarakani soitana ko so we got aldehyde or also we can say formaldehyde gyan tare okay so end product ta kai dawu yai khoina reduction gi C group se lobiro copy paste and we have zinc and H2O noina ningsinge heragadi kamai tawni sina shortcut yengo sidagi bone ama smain thuaigro simple oina aduga double bone option bigro kentare okay kai phangani dudi CHO anirak fine sibo gyantare khale reverse tawo gyantana ba okay example khara pige aduga shortcut pirage kamaina tawo yage example yengase let's say spina pirakle CH3 CH double bond CH CH2 and CH3 so sida kai tawo harakle noida ahan bada ozonolysis in the presence of CCl4 and reduction tawoye in the presence of water so simple tawo yare sida noina yauriba double bond se thugairaga oxygen amamam sambigro animakta aduga fangdoriba group tuna yekpiro atagadi kedawaiba sidagi double bond se thugaigro and oxygen double bond am pibiro somda oxygen double bond am taroga pibiro remaining group tuna as it is yeklo so CH3 C CH lani and double bond oxygen hai tagadi aldehyde natro so fazawa maungda yek taradi kama yekpirani sije C double bond O H amana kai phangbirani carbon ani yaure sigi carbon dana double bond tawraga oxygen ama sambirani so we got CH3 CH2 and C double bond OH 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 lairang mani khale hojikti ozonolysis in the presence of with second step of reduction ani je tawkhar matungda you're going to get aldehyde fine ketone je kamaina phangni ho example on p ge we have CH3 C CH3 and double bond CH and CH3 and we are going to do ozonolysis exam this minus EBI ozonolysis and reduction then kaidawni double bond je thuai birani sidagi mayai dagi som nakanda double bond oxygen som da so double bond oxygen kai phangya du dingo CH3 C double bond O and CH3 plus CH3 CH gyan taramgani khalle okay example am pige na san sai notebook da taro haibra haitabra yengase ko नत्रगा सुमाइना पीगे ozonolysis and reduction fine okay nasan sagi notebook tamte iro answer se 1 2 and 3 okay fine कईदव है डबल बोन से बोन से थुहाइबीग्रनी सोम नाकंदा ऑक्सीजन डबल बोन तौरगा हापीग्रनी ग्यान तारे सो कई के फंगे दुदी यंगो 1 2 1 2 and 3 3 कार्बन नत्रो 1 2 and 3 so third carbon da double bond oxygen hapirani so we can draw it like this sida hydrogen yawarni sida जो मसागी hydrogen यावरी सिदी नत्रा then sigi sida yंगो double bond yawi sida so अखोइन कई दौबेरनी oxygen हम hapirani so we have 1 2 3 and 4 so 4 carbons here again 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 third the branching ama yawe so third the branching ama yekpirage sumaina then 1 2 2 the double bond yawne double bond oxygen yawbirani so 1 2 sida oxygen am yaw gyan tarani ko so sumaina tawga noina ozonolysis tawga aldehyde amadi ketone semba yai ani mak semgesu yai aldehyde and ketone punna or aldehyde tang sembasu yawpa yai or ketone tang sembasu yawpa yai gyan tare ko so sida lere noigi second method of preparation of aldehyde and ketone from hydrocarbon let's move on to our third topic Roman number C by hydroboration and oxidation of alkyne fine so sigi mechanism noina khangning taragadi mamangi lecture loibada ngairi alcohol phenols and ether aduda chatpiro and hydroboration and oxidation lecture thiro aduda yaramgani method of preparation of alcohol from alkene da yaramgani okay so adugi lecture du yengo aduga makha taba sida dum lakpe sida di direct shortcut takpirage okay example am lause hydroboration and oxidation so we have so mathaki sida ihaudragen kaino khara mathaki lairiba sigi by hydration of alkyne sida nuina point oina ningsingba yai Markovnikov rule follow tawe Markovnikov rule but noina ningsingadawa Markovnikov rule follow tawjaragaso always tawni have leite mechanism khangdragadi answer chanadabaso yarakani so reaction intermediate ta kai phange sida carbocation will be your reaction intermediate hence rearrangement will be possible so next class is hydroboration and oxidation of alkynes sida ch3 c triple bond c and ch3 okay. And your first reagent will be B2H6 in the presence of THF tetrahydrofuran. Why we use tetrahydrofuran? I have already mentioned that also. You can go there here. Sigi lecture jam sanganingre taugiba lecture dudi anjin akoina repeat tawragadi matamso mangani aduga ai matamso phangba natamnina noigi lecture makha taba update tawso ngamoi so aduna hana takiba lecture oitaradi repeated oitaragadi as it is ditto copy tawdong haire so aina lecture lawsilaga sida hapchin bazu yai kaisu kaide but lecture jam sangmalani hapchin dabai bane ko so mangi lecture du challag yengbiro chapmana porne so we have B2H6 comma THF that is tetrahydrofuran and second dana when laudoishina H2O2 hydrogen peroxide in the presence of a basic medium so alkaline medium da koina peroxide se lobirani but by any chance if you want the mechanism of this reaction also do mention me I will make a separate 2-3 minutes or maybe 5-10 minutes lecture ki mechanism amma thagatpirage aduga if you are okay with the previous lecture and you have already understood this topic then we can move on to our next lecture. Kyan tare ko? Okay, so what we are going to get here, this is going to follow an anti-Markovnikov rule. Since triple bond anima sida hydrogen amta yaude, so either side ta koina OH sambada kaisu kaide. Again bond ama thugaibiro and mafam amadana OH hapiro, amadana hydrogen ama hapchinbiro. So what you are going to get, CH3 CH double bond COH and CH3. Yare? Okay. So sida hujii yengo ꯐꯪꯉꯤꯕ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯨꯞꯁꯤꯒꯤ IUPAC nomenclature ꯇꯧꯔꯛ ꯇꯥꯔꯗꯤ ꯀꯩ ꯃꯃꯤꯡ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯅꯤ 1 2 3 4. So we have but 2 in and 2 all. So again we have got enol compound which is unstable as compared to keto form, so it is undergoing a tautomerism. Tautomerism, or also known as keto-enol isomerism or desmotrophism, depending on the refresher or the book you are referring. So tautomerism thokpada 1 2 and 3. 1 dagi hydrogen shift, double bond na sida shifting. So we got CH3 CH2 single bond and double bond O, and we got CH3. So compound se kai fangia khoida ketone. Fine, let's try another example. Let's say we have CH3 C triple bond and CH. Again we are going to use hydroboration B2H6 comma THF. Second dana oxidation in the presence of peroxide in alkaline medium. So it follows an anti-Markovnikov rule, which means that carbon the hydrogen masing yamba mafamduda negative part na attack tarukani. So OH minus will attack to that unsaturated carbon which contain higher number of hydrogen. So we got CH3 CH double bond and OH. So again it is an enol form, so rearrange will take place. So 1 2 and 3. So hydrogen will shift to the third carbon and double bond will shift to this position. So we got CH3 CH2 single bond and double bond O and H. So in this case we got aldehyde. Kentare. So hariba sigi reaction sida aldehyde and ketone animuk semba yai. So ninjinga dariba point na kay oige targati, it follows anti-Markovnikov, and anti-Markovnikov tana carbocation phangoi. So carbocation phangdrabnena noigi rearrange tawbagi sida problem leite. So hydrogen masing yamba mafamduda noigi OH se samjingiba yare, and you are going to get enol which will undergo an rearrangement. Fine. So next point, if kaigumba terminal like this, terminal alkyne yarom taragadi mana aldehyde pirani. If non-terminal oramamba, non-terminal alkyne kai pirani iduna ketone. Kentare question amam pirke try taro. So first the hydroboration and second the oxidation. Try taro sige. Remember, when you are taking alkyne, hydroboration and oxidation, you are going to get aldehyde or ketone. But if you are taking alkene, then in that case you are going to get alcohol. Fine. So hydroboration and oxidation. Okay, phangani sida. Okay, so anti-Markovnikov flow tawrokpanina sida hydrogen amma yawe, sida na hydrogen amta yaude. So OH minus will attack to this carbon, which means it is a terminal alkyne group. So you are going to get an aldehyde. Fine. Okay. example ama pige, but this is not for this lecture, mamangi lecture gine haifet try taro hybrid yengsi ko. Hydroboration and oxidation. Try taro 1, 2 and 3. So if you remember this lecture again, if you have watched this, and hydroboration oxidation ꯇꯧꯕꯗ ꯀꯩꯗꯧꯅꯤ double bond shift ꯇꯧꯈ꯭ꯔꯅꯤ and positive charge carry ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯐꯝꯗꯅ OH minus attack ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯀꯅꯤ. Fine. ꯑꯗꯨꯇꯥꯔꯗꯤ you are going to get like this OH and OH. So sida alcohol tang fanga toani. So triple bond yaramadi aldehyde and ketone. Sida triple bond hapadi yaroi. Okay, example amanga pige try taro. Even though it might not be possible to exist like this, but let's say a group is existing like this. Now you draw the final structure after doing hydroboration and oxidation. Okay, pause the video. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so you know triple bond yaure animakta hydrogen masing chap mani as it is akoina mafam amada samgiba yai. So what you're going to get swaina phangani you double bond and sida OH yaurani. So si kai group orani you double bond OH out the enol group. So rearrange taugadra taurodra haiba pot laireba ko sida. So rearrange tauta the hydrogen will shift to this carbon and double bond will shift to this carbon. So what you're going to get like this ketone form. Kenta iko? Okay, so smain taroga noigi hydroboration and oxidation later. Then let's move on to our next topic. Next reaction, that is method of preparation of aldehyde and ketones from geminal dihalide. Geminal dihalide. Gem haina shortcut ta ibi yawi. So adumaina ibi bane. So geminal dihalide hai taradi kai hai kai taradi hydrocarbon amada halogen chap chap manaba samamba adugumado koine kowe geminal dihalide. Ken tariko. So let's take an example. Let's say we have CH3 CH and Br yaron merge sida smaina. Okay. So sida kaigumba koina aqueous KOH hap tardi kai reaction thokani. Try to recall. You can pause the lecture and try to recall which kind or what kind of reaction will take place here. 3, 2, 1. So if your answer is substitution nucleophilic reaction, then that's the correct answer. Substitution nucleophilic thoni OH na kaidawni Br and Z substitute tawgharga kai compound pir ani CH3CH. We got OH and we got OH. So if you have studied haloalkanes and haloarenes, so you might have remembered substitution nucleophilic reaction ko. So jingo carbon amada hydroxyl group ani yarakle. Any system amada hydroxyl group ani yarakpa or ahum yarak tagadi, they are very unstable. So in that case one molecule of water will be removed. So one molecule of water removed se kamaine yek pa yage tardi, we can draw it like this. So this oxygen will withdraw this hydrogen and will carry negative charge, while the second oxygen will withdraw electron from the carbon. So sida negative charge to na electrons is shifting taruga sida double one pirani, and we are going to get CH3 C double bond O H and water will be removed. Kentare so sida kai phangyan hoigi aldehyde. So if the geminal dihalide is terminal, you are going to get aldehyde. Let's take another example. Let's say we have CH3 C Br and CH3. Now again we are going to take aqueous NaOH, another base which give OH, or you can take water also. Water they work on the do the substitution nucleophilic reaction thoani. So again two molecules of OH will be attached, or you can say two molecules of OH will be substituted to the carbon by removing bromine. So we got like this. Again, in the same carbon, two OH is attached, which is very unstable. So one molecule of water will be removed. So what you're going to get? You're going to get CH3, C double bond O, and CH3. So ketone fange. Kyan So hariba geminal dihalide say if kariyumba terminal geminal oram targadi, you are going to get aldehyde. If non-terminal oramadi, you are going to get ketone. Kyan tare na khale? Okay. Makhata wala ase from carboxylic acid. From carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid ta reaction ani yawi. Ahanbadu yengase by dry distillation of calcium salt of fatty acid. Yare? So first of all, fatty acid haise kai oige targadi noigi carboxylic acid yawa functional group sidagi akoina hydrogen se lothokra matungda remaining group to akoina kahini fatty acid ena khangni. So aduda akoigi salt ama add tobirani, so that compound is known as fatty acid. So example ampige fatty acid sembagi, let's say we have HCOOH. Yare. So HCOH sida akoina kaigumba calcium hydroxide base amaga reaction tawba kanda or calcium hydroxide lawdragasu just metal calcium tang lawbu yai. So reaction tawda kai pirani acid amaga base reaction tawribnena water ama thokrani and salt ama pibirani. So adugi reaction di khangumgani khale C fangani calcium ki valency ani oibagi ani and we got water. So two molecules of C changmanina sidaso two molecule and sidaso two molecule ani balancing tawzo hairamgani na khale. Okay, class 12 karadi. Fine. See you later. So sumayan taruga koida fangiba salt se kai kobirani calcium salt of fatty acid. So you are going to get a fatty acid from carboxylic acid. Fine. So you can use either calcium only. So whenever acid react with calcium or metal, it give you salt plus hydrogen gas. So calcium tang yarom tardi water ki mahutta kai phangbirani hydrogen gas. Yare? So class 10 ki reaction ne duna ana tamgram ne na repeat tawroji ko. Fine. So first of all, let's write down its statement. When the calcium salt of fatty acid is distilled with calcium formate and aldehyde is produced or ketone depending on the type of fatty acid. So fatty acid ki matung ina aldehyde or ketone phangba yai or animuk phangba yai or amatang phangba yai. So formate hai targadi sigi compound se kai kawe formic acid khangam gani. So sina calcium reaction tarokanda pdiba calcium fatty acid hai je calcium salt of fatty acid hai je hai maming kawirani calcium formate yantare ko. So calcium formate haibirani or calcium formate hydrazole lairi kharada calcium methanol hena so ibu yawi. So maming animak khangam gani khale IUPAC nomenclature loiramnena ibira gave still calcium formate haina jo khangnai sigise or kaina khangna bu yai calcium methanoid. Yare? Okay. So now let's take an example of this reaction. Ahanbada HCOO H lorge fatty acid है तारे So sigise kaigumba akhona dry distillation tawbiraba, dry distillation matamduda either you are going to get aldehyde or ketone plus your byproduct will be calcium carbonate. So sigi leiriba reaction je ningchingba yam line ba haitare ko kaidobu yai hairiba compound sidagi noina calcium carbonate ama lothokro. So sigi compound je na open diek tardi kama yekani open diage O C double bond O H si calcium format tune and lawri ko. So je kedawni sidagi either side tagi animakta symmetrical yawnina either side tagi noina calcium carbonate ama lothokpiro sumaina calcium carbonate. So CaCO3 oibanina oxygen ahum yaurokle carbon ama yaurokle and calcium am yaurokle. So calcium carbonate ama lothokarni sidagi sumaina remaining part tuna adum samjina gro HC double bond O H plus CaCO3 है ना calcium carbonate thokarni. So first you are going to get formaldehyde. kanadagi phangino calcium formate. yare calcium formate. atopa fatty acid loads hai. Let's say you got CH3 COO 2 Ca. Again dry distillation. So hujik dauni ngo dry distillation tawbunina sida so again I open the again understanding lainaba CH3 C double bond O oxygen and calcium. We got oxygen C double bond O and CH3. So somdazo symmetry oibinena either side tagi noina calcium carbonate ama remove tawbigro sumaina remaining part na samjina grage. So we got CH3 C double bond O and CH3 plus calcium carbonate. So yengo formic acid laurom tagadi adudagi phangiba calcium format tagina formaldehyde bibirani. If higher fatty acid law taragadi you are going to get ketone. Fine. Let's take another example. In terms of the statement, what it says, when the calcium salt of fatty acid is distilled with calcium format, an aldehyde is produced or ketone. So calcium salt of fatty acid amaga calcium format lobokanda. So anila orse. Let's say you got two of this CH3 COO 2 Ca plus let's say HCOO 2 Ca. So two types of fatty acid lobi ramne in definition gi matung ina dry distillation noigi NCERT na follow toba definition haitare ko. But we are going to use only single type also like this or like this. But let's say in exam they gave you two different type of fatty acid. Now what you are going to do? First draw their open structure. CH3 C double bond O oxygen C aur to यारेको अनिरग यावबनिना अनिरग एक तारे calcium की valency अनि ने C O C double bond O and CH3 जब मानना C की जो open chain दिया गया Ca O C double bond O H O C double bond O H. So जी मुन्ने होगा हुजिक सिदा नोइना calcium carbonate से ani oina fangani maramdi si ani yarokpani nandra calcium ani ra yarokpani calcium carbonate ani ra fangani. So what you can do, you can either draw it like this, fine, or you can draw it like this. Either way both are correct. Animakta answer chap manna fangani. So pakhaninga yaude sida aina kaigumba carbon acetate haitare calcium acetate haitare sidagi aina calcium ga carbon ga oxygen yaubse lauraga atopa gisigina laudre hergaso kaisu kaideba. You can take from either side. To remember it, just take two calcium carbonate and attach the remaining group as it is such. So C double bond O will be attached to this carbon and you are going to get CH3 C double bond O H. ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯀꯥꯔꯕꯟꯒ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯀꯥꯔꯕꯟꯒ ꯁꯝꯖꯤꯟꯅꯈ꯭ꯔꯗꯤ ꯀꯩ ꯐꯪꯅꯤ CH3 C double bond OH and two molecules of calcium carbonate CaCO3 but by chance noina kaiguma box se sidai laudabida smile lawere sidagi oina aduga som side tagi oina si lawere chap manana compound phangdoine dudasu so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, so let's say you take it like this. So je kaidawni ngo hydrogen ga C carbon samjina karni hydrogen ga C carbon ga samjina karni you are still going to get same product. So you got aldehyde when reacting calcium formate and calcium acetate but noina yengbada kai khange ngo hariba reaction sida sigi leriba reactant se only one molecule di lawba yaroi mayam am yarom gani so calcium acetate se ani ahum yarom taragadi what you are going to get you are also going to get ketone. Same way if you are going to take this calcium formate not just this aldehyde you are also going to get this kind of formaldehyde. So in this reaction you are going to get a mixtures of product. So third product will be ketone CH3 C double bond O CH3 plus another will be formaldehyde. So you got three different kinds of product. One is acetaldehyde, one is ketone, and one is formaldehyde. So in exam question the PBIs mine ani piraga adu harakane what are the possible aldehyde or ketone that you are going to get in this reaction. So all the possible itare sigi amma lere sida ani lere and sidana ahum lere. Kyan tare ko? So high sigi reaction je mixtures of fatty acid reaction tawraga aldehyde and ketone sembagidi yamna kanade or prefer jo tawnade maramdi distillation tawda energy yamna waste oirkani and commercially size kanaba leite. Okay but single type of fatty acid lawragadi noigi pamiba aldehyde or ketone to semba yai plus sida noina unsymmetrical ketone so semba yate only symmetrical ketone daktang semba yai. So point one ibirage ningchingma nuaina bako so not suitable for the preparation of aldehyde or ketone since the yield is poor when mixture of calcium salt of fatty acid is used. Fine. Next the can be used to prepare formaldehyde and symmetrical ketone. So symmetrical ketone semningadi or formaldehyde semningadi sigi reaction se prefer tawbi hai. For example am pige try tawrona sunshine notebook ta aduga chumbra lanbra yengase adu hairadi adum gyan tare na khalani. Example am pige calcium acetate plus calcium propanoate na sunshine notebook ta anisigi dry distillation tawro distillation. So hint you are going to get multiple product. So write down the possible product that you are going to get from this dry distillation of calcium acetate and calcium propanoate. 3 2 1 okay lower mani khale. So yengo ani maksigi open structure yes hana calcium acetate hai tagadi that is CH3COO 2 Ca plus calcium propanoate hai tagadi propanoate hiti carbon kyano ahum CH3 CH2 COO carbon ahum sure and 2 and Ca. So high compound animak se open dhani as a we got CH3 C double bond O CaOC double bond O and CH3 chap manana amasigi ase calcium O double bond and CH2 CH3 O C double bond O and CH2 and CH3. So now if sigi laiba carbon double bonds lawshin tagadi another group kina carbon double bond O thambi tare. Remaining group tuna sambighrani kai fangi dudi khoida product yengo CH3 C double bond O and CH2 and CH3 ani makchap mani mathaka makhaga so twice ibirage atopa kai possibility lai hariba calcium acetate haise sidagi calcium ga siga se thoki tagadi ngasai mathakta tawgiba dumaina so you are going to get acetone CH3 C double bond O CH3 adumaina let's say sigi leriba carbon ga sidagi smain targa bonds chakre calcium carbonate sama thokre remaining group tana sambighrani so what you're going to get plus CH3 CH2 C double bond O CH2 and CH3 hariba si group sengo hi thoki targadi remaining group samjinaridi kaila aningo CH3 CH2 silere C double bond C double bond CH2 CH3 CH2 CH3 can tareko so you are going to get three different kinds of ketone here and no aldehyde will be found so high river reactions exam the kamaina hange hargadi computer exam the they are going to ask what are the type or what are the how many types of ketone you are going to get in this particular reaction how many homologous series haitare adumaina hangakani or hangiba compound dagi IUPAC name se kai ke oidoino adumaina hangbos yaure so sigi laire kai hena 1 2 3 4 so butanone habirani acetone habirani and sina kai hena pentanone so pentane on the pentane 3 on haidare so smine the exam da hangba yaw ken tare ko so a loire by dry distillation of calcium salt of fatty acid let's talk about the B reaction ga A reaction ga almost similar ne just tawagi method se kitang khitna hewa ne but final product will be similar by passing of vapor of fatty acid and fatty acid over manganese oxide okay same reaction is ida so first we are going to do but maksai mathak ta koina seasonal is na calcium salt of fatty acid ne sidana koina calcium salt of fatty acid seasoner roi direct carboxylic acid seasoner kani so we got HCOOH size manganese oxide ka reaction tawrakani temperature na high thambirani around 573 Kelvin or 580 haitare adugi around so reaction je kamai tawningo again COOH plus amaga lauge HCOOH okay sida zo koina smile thokpa yare so one will be your CO2 another one will be your H2O remaining group to as it is samjina group so we got HC double bond O and H plus CO2 plus H2O byproduct ka sida catalyst to khetna hewane example atopa amaga pige CH3COOH acetic acid in the presence of manganese oxide and 580 Kelvin so kaidaurni yengo sida again ani laurje we got CH3COOH plus OHOCCH3 so sidagi C group se thokharni remaining group to na as it is samjina group so CH3 C double bond O and CH3 from here we got CO2 and H2O so mathak ki reaction duga hafet manavne but mathakta na khoina distillation tawe sida na khoina distillation taude sida na khoina heat taudoine manganese oxide ka and byproducts so khetnai mathakta na calcium carbonate sida na carbon dioxide plus water. So sumaina tawraga noigi method of preparation of aldehyde and ketone loire makha taba reaction jina method of preparation of aldehyde only asida na noigi name reaction lakani yamna important ne 3 marks ki question laani ayambana. Then you have method of preparation of ketone only ani je loiraga chemical properties of aldehyde and ketone. Then after that we are going to learn method of preparation of carboxylic acid, then chemical properties of carboxylic acid tawraga noigi chapter je loisilani gyan tare. Adu loirakpada amine laire amine loiraga biomolecules organic chemistry complete loirani aduda then we can start physical chemistry or inorganic chemistry up to the most demanding chapter. Fine. ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤꯁꯤꯗ ꯂꯣꯏꯁꯤꯜꯂꯁꯦ ꯔꯤꯚꯤꯖꯟ ꯇꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯧ ꯔꯤꯚꯤꯖꯟ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯇꯨꯡꯗ question ꯈꯔ practice ꯇꯧ ꯈꯪꯗꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯁꯨ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯍꯪꯑꯣ ꯑꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ reply ꯄꯤꯕꯤꯔꯛꯀꯦ